Hello everyone, this is Inayat Mir with a brand new video which is about a domain controller creation, and I had a Hyper-V where I installed a new virtual machine with operating system of Windows Server 2012 or 2, and that is in a work group at this time, so I had this all offline so far, and I'm going to show you only how to promote this Windows 2012 R2 workgroup server into a root domain. I also had this Windows 7 client on the side in a workgroup, which will be later on a member of this domain controller. So I have decided a name for this domain, LMS lms.com, so that I'm going to use at this moment for this computer because LMS is associated with me as a learning management system, so I'm using that one. So W7-2, what you see right now, is a client computer, and that will be a member of this server, but that is a different topic at this moment. So let's see what we have so far. We have this Windows Server 2012 R2 workgroup computer. This is a new Windows Server, so I'm going to add some notes on the side also for your review, in case if someone has a problem with an audio. So you simply can see what is going on and what I'm doing. On the top left side, you see my computer name is MCSA. MCSA, I gave them a name because a lot of students use this environment as a practice. And let me extend a little bit font of my PowerShell. So I sometimes show you things from the PowerShell or sometimes from a command line. So same thing, you also can type CMD, so go from PowerShell to the command line. Host name I'm showing you MCSA, Windows version I'm showing you Windows Server 2012 R2. So initially I set up a static IP address 192.168.1.10. So I'm using my broadband internet connection, my own router, which lets me go online. So you will see this PC has a default gateway, and I'm going to show you here that I'm able to go online and I can ping, and I can show you my static IP configuration, which is 192 as a TCP IP v4 address 192.168.1.10, and I'm using a default gateway, and I can change my preferred DNS, and I will leave my default gateway, and I will leave my alternate DNS just for going online for that purpose. So you can see now my server manager, where we have add roles and features, and you always can go add roles and feature from server manager. We need Active Directory domain services. These are the binaries with all additional features, so we have to follow these instructions as it is. There's no change. So these are the ADDS binaries. These are required. Without that, you cannot promote a server into a domain controller. So I had shown already that this was a work group, and this will no longer be a work group. Once I am done, this will become a domain controller, lms.com. So my binaries are done. I kind of pause and go because I don't want you to see the whole demo on that. So at your end, when you do, you might want to see that a few more minutes than what I'm showing you right now. Now you have to configure actually this PC as a domain controller, as I'm showing you here, and I'm going to add a new forest, but you have other options as well. You can use add a domain controller to an existing forest, or you can add a new domain to an existing forest, a new domain to an existing forest, or you can join existing forest. Okay, so I'm going to make a new forest, and I have decided a name, lms.com, Lady Mary Sam learning management system. So you will see in my later on videos, so I will join a lot of clients to this domain, and then I will do some advanced work in it too, very advanced work actually in sites and services, some replication, some commands from there, some PowerShell from there. So my functional level, I will leave it as Windows Server 2012 or 2 because I do not have any lower versions domains or members, and I'm intending to work with them. So let it go like that. I will use my default Microsoft provided complex password at this moment. You confirm the password. This password, keep in mind, is not the way you log in. This password is for directory services restore mode. If something happens to your computer, you got a backup, you want to restore DRSM, you can also use ntdsutil from the command line to actually fix or reset the password for this one. For now, I'm just setting a default password without botheration also. So a delegation for DNS server cannot be, that's normal. We can go and add a NetBIOS name. So I will leave as LMS, but at this moment, if you want, you can have a different NetBIOS name, so your users can log into that NetBIOS name. So because this is a demo, for demo purposes, I'm using same NetBIOS name, LMS, and I will use a default location for my database files or NTDS files. And here you can see that this is a review page. Review page shows you what you have. You can also script it. So you click on the script and you can script. Look at that, what you set it up, what did you set up at this moment. You will see all info what you have, including your domain name and your forest mode and your sysvol file location is a system volume, which requires at least NTFS file system. And now if you have prerequisites met, then you simply can see a message here and then you start installing. So I will leave this installation as it is for a while, not going into much detail, but here you can see that all prerequisites check passed successfully. So we do not have any issue actually to promote this PC, this work group as a domain controller. It will actually start doing now, and it is in progress. You will see some progress windows over there, view detailed operation results. You can read at the bottom, and then you can see what is actually in progress. Checking if group policy management console needs to be updated, creating a sysvol. Sysvol is a location which is a default, a shared folder. Once your PC is promoted as a domain controller, you will see a system volume folder shared, and where you will see your domain name, group policy, scripts, and a lot of more things. And you're not gonna see a net log on shared folders. And when you are completed this, actually you will see that one, and then you're gonna see that DNS, setting the components of DNS. And at this moment, if you don't have a DNS installed, you can actually see here DNS is being installed, because you do not need a DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol, installed like a server service, and you need to have a DNS installed, because DNS is very essential for Active Directory domain controller. So once we went through this all, I did a bit pause actually to save a few minutes for you, but I showed you the process, how the process works and how it goes through. So I'm rebooting now. I rebooted back into my server, and now I can log into my domain, and I will reset my password to a different password what I had initially on my work group. That was another password. Now I'm going to reset my password to a different password to log into my domain, and later on I can go anytime, any moment without any restrictions to actually reset my password. There is no limitations for me that when I go and how many times I go. But at this moment here, because I am logging into my DC first time, and this is a domain now, as you see that sign in to, it says LMS. So that is the domain I have promoted. So when I have my members, I join from the back end. You see my Windows 7 client. When I join Windows 7 client to this domain, that client needs to be in the same network, and also should be able to communicate with this domain controller. Also, I need a DNS on that client computer. So preferred DNS should be 192.168.1.10 because that is my IP address on this computer, this domain controller. So this is a brand new from scratch domain controller. This will be a global catalog server, and this will hold two most important groups. I will show you before I end this video. Those groups are enterprise admin and schema admins group. So those two groups are mostly important groups. We usually set up an empty forest on the very top level, and then you put under that your main domain, then you put under that your backup domain controllers or child domain controllers for security purposes. So here I am ready back on my server manager screen, where you can see now I have this local server. Once you click on the local server, you will see the server name and it will populate. It says work group unknown, but it will take few seconds to populate things because it is getting refreshed. It is a first reboot, first time I had this DC promoted as a work group promoted as a domain controller, and I'm still seeing on the top left side computer name MCSA work group unknown because it is being refreshed. Again, I said that, so you need to wait for a few minutes and it will come back. Now you see that domain. So my work group changed to domain lms.com, and my Windows firewall is on, and you will see all other events or services, and you can scroll down here to look at the details. So everything belongs to my MCSA host name and lms.com domain, which I'm showing you right now through tools, or you also can use dsa.msc directory services command. You can use D as in David, S as in Sam, A as in Apple, dot MSC. MSC is a Microsoft console, so we can use that command, or directly you can launch it from your tools menu. Here you can see your admin is a member of how many groups. Two of the most important groups are, as I told you before, those are schema admins, as you all the way to the end, and the third one was an enterprise admin. So my admin account is also a member of those two groups. That means I have a most powerful account actually as a root domain admin. So I'm highlighting these both groups, enterprise admin and schema admin. So these two groups are very powerful, as I said before, and I hope you would like this video. But I'm going to set a few more videos coming up, and those videos will be all about my joining member and doing work with high level advanced work. Thank you for watching my video.